9,998, 9,999, 10,000. Hell yeah. Oh shit. Didn't notice you come in. Don't mind me. I'm just celebrating the triumphant return to YouTube. I'm joking. I'm joking. I thought for a long time that I was just done with training, certainly done with making videos, done with pretty much everything. I just wanted to get to the end of my life as quickly and painlessly as possible. You may have noticed that this channel has gone quite dark lately. I wanted to make this video to just explain where I've been over the past couple years, why I'm coming back with a double chin and this big old beer belly, and what to expect here on this channel going forward. You know, I started this channel about 10 years ago to share my love and passion for strength training and all of the wonderful benefits that it can provide to our lives. And things were going really well. I had a routine, I was training for competitions, I was winning some local competitions, which was cool. I was at like my peak physical condition, both cardio-wise and strength-wise. I was on top of the world. But as life goes, things happen, things change, sometimes unexpectedly and suddenly, and that's what happened to me. About 4 years ago, I got a call from my dad, and he said that my little sister had been in an accident. And at the time, I completely underestimated the severity of what was happening. I thought that I would go see her in the hospital, ask her what happened, poke some fun at her, wish her well, and everything would be fine. When I got there, I saw the look in my dad's face, a look that I had never seen on his face before, and I knew something was wrong. And then he confirmed it. He told me that she was not gonna make it. And I don't have the words for what this felt like, but if you can like get gut punched in the soul, that's what it was like. Because my little sister was my best friend growing up. We didn't have a lot, but we had each other. If you ever had that friend where you have this like inside jokes that only you get, and you finish each other's sentences and things like that, that's how my sister and I were. I had this vision for my life of how I expected it to go, where I would watch her kids grow up. She would watch my kids grow up. We would grow old together. We would be at our parents' funerals together. But instead, I was at her funeral. And so we had her celebration of life for a beautiful life. And about 2 weeks after that, my dad got his cancer diagnosis. And that was a completely different type of journey, because, you know, it's unexpected, yes, but it's a long, slow, months-long span of overnight hospital stays. We would get some hope that maybe he would be getting better, be on the other side of it. But that unfortunately did not come to pass. And as his health deteriorated, so did my hope for his recovery and anything else good to ever happen again in my life. Somewhere in that process, I got myself this rack as like a grief gift to help myself kind of weather the storm of those times, that hardest time in my life, the worst time of my life. I used it a little bit. I made some videos with it here and there, and yeah, he passed away a couple days after Christmas the same year, and after that, I had nothing left. Whereas after my sister passed, I kind of resolved and told myself that I was going to continue to live the best life that I possibly could for her, because she couldn't anymore. After my dad passed away, all semblance of trying to take care of myself just vanished. And really the only thing that kept me going was my dogs, because they still have needs. They still need me to prepare their food, to feed them, to walk them, to exercise them. Even when I couldn't show up for myself, I still had to show up for them. I attribute my ability to come back from that somewhat to them, getting me in a better place mentally, to the point where I wanted to do things again. And so I tried to rebrand this channel. Some of you may remember that. I changed the name, I changed the theme a little bit, because I had done this like deep dive down the rabbit hole of spirituality, consciousness, life after death, you know, typical stuff that somebody might gravitate toward after losing loved ones. And that was going okay. You know, I thought that I was genuinely kind of on the other side of the worst of it, understanding conceptually, knowing conceptually that grief is not a linear path, loss is not a linear path. There's an emotional roller coaster of highs and lows. But I felt that overall I was trending in a better direction. So I started making videos again. Those are still up. You can watch those if you want. See, I don't have the double chin in those yet, but you know, it didn't last forever. I only made about 6 videos, one of which was, the latest of which was about mistakes to avoid when you're coming back to training from a long time off, like I was at that time and like I am now. And while I meant everything that I said in that video, I still, of course, made some of the mistakes that I myself outlined, which of course, but then I fell off again. So I turned to really unhealthy coping mechanisms. So that continued on for some time, for longer than I would have liked. And now, just within these past couple of weeks, I've been starting to feel the urge or the itch to get back in here and get back to who I used to be. So that's part of why I'm making these videos now again, to help hold myself accountable, but also just share my little perspective, my little journey. So if, in case anybody else out there, if you have gone through or going through something similar, maybe this hits you in a way that it helps you. That's my hope anyway. So again, my dogs helped pull me out of that deep depression, because they're not gonna be here forever. And I wanna make sure that they have the best lives that they can possibly have. I don't wanna get to the end of their lives and look back and think, wow, what a selfish piece of crap who just drowned out reality instead of taking care of these animals. And there's another thing that helped me out too. There's this book series that I've recently found and have been enjoying quite a bit by Brandon Sanderson, and it's called the Stormlight Archive series. I'm only on Words of Radiance right now. I'm only partway through the 2nd book, but there's themes that some of the main characters come back to again and again, and it helps guide and direct them. And I feel like it's speaking directly to me too. There's 3 things: life before death, strength before weakness, and journey before destination. Life before death hits me because I'm alive. I think that has to mean something, and I want it to mean something. Why not live before I rush myself to the grave like I wanted to so badly over the past couple of years? Strength before weakness, doing the right thing and the hard thing every day, showing up and doing what's right, even if it's not the easy thing. Journey before destination, that hits particularly hard, because this journey that I'm on of grief and healing and trying to get myself back to who I was, or who I'm going to be, I guess, it's not a straight line. It doubles back on itself. You get to a point where you think you're good, and then you realize that you're not. But I think the important thing is to keep going forward anyway. Now, to get to the purpose of what this channel is going to be about now, of course, I still have the garage gym set up. So I want to show the training journey, what that looks like now that I'm super deconditioned and out of shape, what that whole process looks like of 20 years of lifting experience in a body that's forgotten almost all of it. How does that look? How does that feel? What is that like? And it's not gonna be like a teaching kind of thing. I'm not trying to show you what to do or tell you how to train or anything like that. It's just sharing my humble little perspective of what it's like for me. Dogs will, of course, be around for that, doing their thing, having a good time, because we're all in this together. And I also want to do some outdoor activity, hiking, trails with the dogs. So I want to get a lot of video content around that, and just highlight some of the trails around where I'm at. I'm in Northern California, and we have a lot of good outdoor activity to do. So I want to share that. I might also talk a little bit, not an extreme amount, but because people always ask how they eat a raw diet. So I might showcase some of that. Eventually, I would like to start getting into trail running with them, which would be pretty cool. So I have some gear on the way for that, and that's going to be exciting. Other than that, it's just going to be the journey, man. So yeah, with that, next week, first video is going to be some of that training. All the soreness, all of the whining and complaining that I'm going to have, all of the this is way harder than it should be kind of moments, and we'll go from there. Life before death, strength before weakness, journey before destination. I'm Christian. This is Doggos and Deadlifts, and I'll see you next time.